where
Similar.
it's just as hard, just as tough to get over. And there's no getting over it.
There is no getting over it, and where our stories are similar, our stories are different. I dropped my son off for school that morning. The last thing I told him was, bye, I love you, like I do every day, not knowing that I wouldn't be seeing him getting off the bus that afternoon. You take your kids to school, you see them on the bus, you expect those 8 hours a day to be safe, to learn something, you know, to make friends, enjoy their childhood, and you don't expect something like this to happen over something that he didn't even have.
And we all remember the story in the news, very high profile case. Did you have to ask yourself, over a vape? Allegations of
over
a vape pen?
Oh, I did. Over a vape that he didn't have. And, you know, I don't understand it. I don't understand how it got to where it got. Why were they allowed out of the classroom together? Why did this boy think that my son had something of his? You know, he didn't. Why did it happen the way it happened? Where were the adults in this case? You know, I mean, this was, again, I say this was in school. You know, why was there a classroom unlocked? Shouldn't be a classroom unlocked. Where were the teachers at? Where were the people in charge that should have been keeping our kids safe? That's what we expect, is our kids to be safe when they go to school.
And Catherine, you're holding your brother's picture.
Yeah.
Is it difficult looking at that picture, or it brings you comfort seeing his face? What?
I feel like every time I see his picture, or like whenever I go to walk upstairs to go to my room or something, it's just kind of a reminder of how quiet the house is now. Like, even on days where like we weren't hanging out, like I always talked to him, like he was just always kind of there. And then so now to not have him there, and then just there's only a picture, like that's all I have left. It's tough.
When you think about your brother and the fondest memory that you guys had together, what would that be, if you care to share?
Yeah, we played video games a lot together. And so I just think about, like, growing up, whenever it would be like me, my dad, and my two brothers, we'd all kind of game together, just hang out and have fun together. I mean, and I feel like, in a way, like we've all kind of drifted a little bit without him being there.
Take your time, take your time. We're going to take a quick break here, and we'll come back and talk to these families, and thank you guys for coming to share your story. We'll be back here on The Factor Uncensored. Don't go anywhere. welcome back to The Factor Uncensored. We're talking to the families who have lost teenagers to tragedies here in the city of Houston. And of course, we have reported on these deadly cases. Ask Andy Kahn and April Aguirre to bring these families together and let's talk about solutions. But before we get to that, Andy's joining us. April is here as well. When you guys hear these horribles, and you've heard them time and time again, but it never gets old because it's new wounds for new families.
What I'm seeing, and I've been around for a long time, is the amount of teens that are getting murdered in Harris County have just about doubled in the last 5 years. What I'm also seeing that I've not seen before is more teens are victims of violent crime. So you have teens that are being charged in record-breaking numbers, over 100% increase in the last 5 years. Keep in mind, the other part, the other segment, the adult crime is reducing, but the teen crime is going way, way up. And we've got to admit we've got a problem before we can find solutions.
All right. And April, your thoughts about the lack of tolerance among our young, where they go straight for the kill.
Literally.
Pardon the expression, but they go straight for the kill. There's no fighting and just call it a day, the winner, and go home. They go for the kill.
Back in our day, people fought almost on a weekly basis in Pasadena High School, and guess what? Nobody died. They were not pulling out knives or scissors or guns. They were not killing each other. People continue to live past their teenage days. I don't know what's going on in our community, but I can tell you one thing. Once a child starts showing these signs of aggression, the criminal justice system gets a hold of them. They need to try to reform them before they go and kill somebody. Because not only do they offer the death sentence to the victim, but themselves are become a part of TDCJ forever. So it's not, you're not doing them any favors by being lenient.
Once you get into the juvenile justice system, pretty much it's pretty much late in the game. The fact that you actually arrived at that means we failed you miserably in so many other aspects. And I'm going to put one of the biggest blames is social media. Social media has basically replaced parents. And you got to ask, where are the parents in all this? And I get it. It's hard to be a parent in this day and age. A lot of them are working multiple jobs. But all these gatherings that end up with shootings, it's all based on social media. That is the whole key on this whole issue.
And Maria and Rebecca, have you guys tried to figure it out yet on what's going on out there? Obviously, you have your own loss, and that's your focus. But have you taken a look at the big picture, like what is going on?
For me, I believe in Jesus Christ. So when I say that, I say it as I had my time where I wasn't serving Jesus Christ, and I raised my first 3 children as, you know, someone who didn't have faith-based beliefs, and that went very south. my children, they were out there. They liked to fight. They were out there, doing drugs and stuff. And now having Jesus and being able to instill those principles in my children as young, growing up, there was a difference. So every time I was able to, talk to my boys and tell them, hey, mom's going to work, but this has to be done after you get home from school. Raising them differently before they're able to get out there in the streets and be taught something different, it made a big difference in my home. So now Jaden was a very positive peer for his friends. He always encouraged them. I had a lot of the funeral was big. I didn't think it was going to be that huge, but it was huge. A lot of his friends would come up to me. I didn't even know them, and they would tell me, Mama, because they call me Mama J. They're like, Mama J, Jaden was the reason why I'm still alive. Jaden encouraged me. Jaden always spoke to me about Jesus and how to hold on to something, and give me hope to continue to keep moving forward. And for me, I believe, teaching your child as growing up as a baby is very important to show them about the Word of God and how to live, because I've lived the other side also, you know. Now knowing Jesus, I'm able to control my anger, extend forgiveness. It was hard for me in court. It was hard because I was facing the young boy that murdered my son, but at the same time, I was able to show him forgiveness and grace because, you know, we spoke about it. Now you have his life getting lost into the system, him going away for a long time, and, you know, his mom is also grieving. She might be able to still go see him at the jail and stuff, but she doesn't get to have him at home anymore, and those were decisions that he took upon himself, you know, that put him there.
All right. We'll come back and talk with you, Rebecca, in just a second. Stay with us here on The Factor. And welcome back. We are talking to the families of young people who lost their life tragically here in the city of Houston. And Rebecca, we want to get back to you. When we hear Andy Kahn and April both say, you know, social media, parenting, your thoughts about where the problem lies? Or could it be a mixture of all?
I think it's a mixture of all. Andrew comes from a very loving home. Me and his dad just celebrated 28 years together. But social media and school and just the outside world trying to get in plays a lot in it. And kids are very, they're very susceptible to outside influences. They want to fit in somewhere, and they're trying to figure out where that is. You know, some kids take it up with sports, some kids take it up with music. Andrew loved music, he loved skateboarding, he loved being outside. I couldn't keep him inside. We had a park next to our house, and he was always out there. From a little boy, he was outside. He always lit up a room. He just wanted to make sure that the people around him were happy. That was his main goal. That's why he wore a clown costume to school as much as he did. And that was one of the things that I didn't expect to hear after he died. These kids coming up to me, Mama Meismer, your son always made me laugh, even on, you know, on my darkest days. He was able to pull me out of it. He was able to help me, you know, survive in times that I didn't think I was gonna going to make it. And Andrew pulled me out of it. Andrew was the one that made me laugh. It was always that. That's what I've heard over and over countless times from kids that I don't even know. I didn't think he knew that many people. Mm-hmm. And these kids aren't just coming up and saying, oh, I went to school with him. No, they were giving me stories. They were giving me things that happened in school that they did together, or that they remember him doing at pep rallies and in band.
You're like, how did he get around so much?
You know, and I'm just like, the kid in the clown costume? For real? Like, that is amazing. I had no idea. And, you know, they told me, they started, you know, right after he died, there was protests and there was things going on, questions about school safety and stuff like that. And one thing that I caught was this quote that they said he would tell people all the time, today is a chance to be better.
Wow.
And I was like, my son said that? That was my boy.
You missed that part of him?
I
You were robbed of that part?
I did, because he saved that for his friends. I mean, I got an amazing part of him at home. He was such a sweet boy. I mean, he was a teenager, you know, but he was such a sweet kid at home and away from home, or with his friends, with his teachers, with people at church. You know, I would hear all of these stories from all of these people, and I'm just like, my boy was that sweet. Like, you know, because you, as a parent, as a mother especially, you're always worried, am I doing the right thing? Am I raising a son, you know, worthy of growing up, you know, and having a family? Like, is he going to be that man that's going to be the family man, the good dad, the good husband, the good, you know, guy? You're always worried about that. You always second guess yourself as a parent. And to hear these stories, I don't want to hear them. I'd rather have my son.
Right.
But to hear them, I know that he was a good person. Everywhere he went, that's all he did was spread joy. Everywhere he went, he had plans to help people. He wanted to be a psychiatrist, a psychologist when he grew up. That's his plan. He was going to help people. And I remember sitting at the kitchen table with him one day while he wrote out his business plan in ninth grade on how to be a psychiatrist, how to be a psychologist, what he's going to do, how he's going to do it. And this was a kid in ninth grade, and all he was concerned about was helping other people. And I had no idea.
So, April, as we wrap up here, what's your best advice to the community? How can we address what is our role?
We have to be present. And I speak on the mother of some of my children are very well behaved, and the other ones are a little naughty. And the naughty ones, you got to keep an extra eye on them. Don't always believe what they're telling you. Go through that phone. Pay attention to what they're doing. Pay attention to who they're hanging out with. If the teacher calls you saying something's wrong, believe them. Don't automatically believe your child. And if they need mental help, get them the help. Don't fall into these stigmas, because guess what? The other people that are going to be giving him that mental help is going to be TDCJ. And you do not want that. It's a loss either way for both families, both victims and the defendants. It's really a loss to see so many young people either ending up inside of a casket or inside the jail cell. We have to do better.
And Jasmine and Catherine, we'll give you the last 30 seconds each. What do you guys want to say to supporters, family, friends out there?
Don't be led by your emotion. Don't let one little emotion dictate the rest of your life by doing something stupid that's gonna cause not only hurt to a victim's family, other than to the defendant's family as well, because you're gonna go away for a long time. It might not catch up with you. You might not get caught right that second, but you're gonna get caught up eventually, because God sees everything.
All right, Catherine.
It's just kind of what Andrew said, just today is a chance to be better. I mean, just I don't know.
And that's enough. We want to thank you guys for coming on and sharing your story with us, and hopefully someone will hear this and make a change out there. April, thank you. We talked last week. You made it happen. And, of course, hopefully we reach some people out there. You can reach April and Andy at Crime Stoppers here in Houston if you're looking for some type of guidance or help. Even if you've been a victim of a crime, reach out to them. Thank you guys once again for sharing your stories here on The Factor.
Thanks,
Still
Jason.
ahead here on The Factor, a new report details exactly what went wrong during the deadly floods in Mystic last summer. You remember that. Why state investigators say there was ample time to evacuate the cabins before tragedy struck. And welcome back to The Factor on Censored. Texas state leaders have released a final 115-page report on last summer's deadly floods at Camp Mystic. You remember that? Well, 27 girls and the camp director lost their lives. Investigators say their deaths were preventable, saying the all-girls camp did not have a real emergency plan and ignored several chances to safely get everyone out before the water rose. The report also called out state health inspectors who missed the red flags just days before Camp Mystic will remain closed for the entire summer. Renting is rapidly replacing the American dream for thousands of Houstonians, and a new report reveals the biggest drop in local home ownership in a decade. Why families are being priced out and who is taking the hardest hit. We'll explain, have all the details coming your way next on The Factor Uncensored.
The Isaiah Factor Uncensored.
Welcome and thank you for joining us for the second half hour. The Factor Uncensored. Black and Hispanic families are taking the hardest hit as Houston home ownership drops. A Rice University study shows Harris County lost 19,000 homeowners. It's the biggest drop in a decade. And the rental market is offering very little relief for people out there. The data reveals more than half of all local renters are now struggling just to cover housing costs. Don't forget, if you have a question or comment about this topic, text us 713-581-9914. Joining us to talk about this, real estate expert, our go-to guy, Shad Bogany, and homeowners Zach Price and Tony Gilliard. So Zach and Tony, when you guys see what's going on in the housing market now, what are your thoughts? You've made your purchase, but you see what's going on now. What is it like seeing the market currently?
Honestly, I really think it's just a lack of education. There are a lot of resources that are available to homeowners that they can take advantage of. One of them is rate buy-downs. Rate buy-down allows for you to take a seller concession, apply it to your interest rate, and you can be able to benefit from a lower interest rate and still be able to take advantage of the house that you want. As a realtor, I always tell my clients, date the rate, marry the home. So if you find the home that you want, you can figure out the rate situation later when you're able to seek out expertise like myself to be able to get you across the finish line.
And Tony, many people wouldn't have a clue what Zach was just talking about, right? So, like he said, education is key.
Yeah, I agree. I think education is key. I think a lot of that education starts at home. And in many instances, you have people that are first-time home buyers and their parents never bought a home. And so I think it's really important for people to educate themselves with regards to why you should be investing in a home. It's an investment. It's not just buying a house. It's an investment in your future and your and legacy. This is about building wealth. And a lot of people just don't understand that.
And how do you break that chain where you have come from and been raised in a family of renters, and that's all you know? You just want a good house to rent. And Zach, that's for both you and Tony here.
Yeah, renting is helping make somebody else rich. Okay, if you buy the home, and I've bought lots of homes, and what I've learned over the years is I buy a home after several years. If I decide to move or need to move for whatever reason, then I've got equity in that home. I can then take that equity and put it someplace else. And so what I do, I've got a large family. I educate the young people in my family, and if they come out of college and they want to go get an apartment, I'm asking them about, let's look at buying something. Okay, it may just be a condo. What I hear a lot of times is, well, I don't want that responsibility. What responsibility is no different? I mean, you still have to pay the rent or pay the mortgage. Okay, if you're in a house, you got to mow the lawn. If you're in a condo, you don't have to mow that lawn, but you still have to do the same thing. And so the responsibility, there's really no difference. Just let's invest in yourself as opposed to investing in a landlord.
And Shad, we don't want to leave you alone down there. we do have something to ask you. You know, when we take a look at the historic drop that we've seen for black and brown families right here in Houston, where they no longer own a home, or they may have lost homes or lost interest in buying homes, what's happening in the market that would prompt that?
I think when we had the big drop, Isaiah, when we had the downturn in the market, a lot of these young people coming up are now adults, and they saw what their parents experienced, and they have felt that I don't really want to go through that myself. And I think once you get and you see that interest rates, they saw them at 4 and 5 and 3 and 2. That was abnormal. That was not the normal rate. And so they think, oh, 6, 6.5, 7. Oh, this is crazy. I'm not going to pay that.
What the hell is this?
Yeah, they're not going to do that. But what they don't understand, and I think Zach brought it up, is the education part. If you amortize it over the last 20, 30 years, the average rate is between 6 and 7. And so I think the education is really, really important. And I do think we have challenges, but something's wrong when our ancestors in the 60s, homeownership rate is higher than it is today.
Right.
We're making more money, we're more educated. What is it? And I do think it's something to deal with the culture. I think we've got to really look the man in the mirror and talk about the culture. We've got to start talking about homeownership early and start in showing them how it's done. And so, as Tony said, why are we sending somebody else, making them rich? Let's start building that equity in there. And I will say this, there are lots of programs in Houston for you to buy a house.
And we want to get to that next.
Okay.
We won't give it to them now because they'll get what they need and walk away. Be on social media. Like, let me Google this and make sure this is true. We'll be back with these experts and homeowners in just a moment. Stay with us. And welcome back to The Factor Uncensored. We continue the discussion on housing in Houston, and rent prices are pushing some to the brink. According to a new report, more than half of all local renters are now struggling just to keep a roof over their heads, with paychecks disappearing. So, Shad, let's get right to it. Why are we seeing an increase in rents as well?
Because taxes and insurance is going up on these homes and apartments. So what the landlord does, he passes that cost on to you. So that's why you're seeing rents going up. Renting is almost harder to rent something than it is to buy something, because the landlords have gotten really picky. They're asking for 650, 700 credit scores, and they won't rent to you. And I think the biggest racism that's happening in real estate is during the rental market, because you get your senior driver's license, everything you match, and then you send your driver's license over and says,
"Oh hell no, not this black ass face."
We just rented it. It's something just, you know, and nobody talks about it, but it's no protection for those renters in that situation.
Okay, so Nora, see, that's a whole nother segment. So booking for next week, we're going to talk more about that. But Zach, let's talk about the young folk, and there are many social media experts out there, financial folk, who are saying, look, don't buy a house. Rent a house instead. You don't have to pay for the maintenance, the problems, the air conditioning going out. So they see that as attractive, young people. Absolutely. So how do you push against that?
Well, I mean, you just said it yourself. It's negative propaganda, right? Social media plays a major factor in a lot of home ownership decisions. So we have to, once again, formally educate ourselves on how we can get across the finish line and be able to have a comfortable monthly payment. A lot of new construction homes, D.R. Horton, for instance, they offer great starter homes that actually offer 10-year warranty on the structural foundation of the home. So any issues that may arise with the home, it's already covered. The same way you have car insurance is the same way you can have home insurance. Anything happens, you file a claim. No different. So taking on the responsibility isn't as hard and aggressive as everybody is making it seem to be.
And Chad, for those, and Tony as well, for those who are looking for a way into home ownership and they're thinking, I've only rented this home that's ever been in my family, how do I even approach this? And interesting enough, I think a year or two you told us about even a Section 8 recipient can buy a home using those funds.
There are several programs out there. Section 8 home vouchers are one where you can take your voucher and be able to purchase a home with that voucher towards your monthly payment. You still have to put down 3%, have some skin in the game, but I've done many of those Section 8 home vouchers. I just did one, and the lady's house note is $450 a month.
Wow.
$450 a month on a brand new home. And so there are programs out there. The city of Houston has 40,000, 50,000. There's mortgage credit certificates. In the Fort Bend County, we're giving you 10,000. And then a lot of the builders out there have below market interest rates. And then the houses are energy efficient, so you have a $100 light bill. Things are extremely cheap. And I just think the education side of it, Isaiah, they're not getting this information, and it's so key who you put on your team. That everybody, just because you got your license don't mean you know anything. Exactly. You know how to take the test and pass it, but that doesn't mean you know how to operate. So it's really important to interview realtors, talk to them, get referrals. How long you been doing this? Hey, do you know anything about down payment assistance? We got the community land trust where you don't own the land, but you own the house. And you got a 100-year lease on that. There's so many programs out there. There's really no reason for a first-time home buyer to be still renting.
Tony, what would be your advice to the person who's afraid to take that first step?
Take the step. Take the step. Call a realtor, talk to somebody. You've got to take some risks. And the reality is that conversation with that realtor doesn't cost you anything. If it's a good conversation, great. If it's a bad conversation, call another one. But you've got to take a step. Don't be risk averse. Take a step and invest in yourself. You just go for it.
And will there be, and this is for any of you, will there be realtors, obviously you guys are in it to make money, but are there any realtors willing to guide individuals? You're not there yet, but here's what you need to do to get you there, then come back and see me.
Absolutely.
There are lots of them. There are lots of good realtors out there. You just got to interview them, find out their knowledge, and you always ask questions, Isaiah, that you already know the answer to. Then you know where that person's going to be with you. So there are a lot. You need a professional to guide you through it. And there's so many, over almost 50,000 realtors in Houston. So you got to interview them. You got to go through them. And I would just say, as Tony said, you've got to take that step. You can't just put your toe in the water. You got to get in it. And you won't know until you try. And this stuff about you needing 15 and 20% down. Those Section 8 people don't have 15 and 20% down. They're moving in.
And maybe because those realtors are not, you know, as educated on the topics and know about the programs that you guys
Because a
know
lot of
about.
buyers want to use their cousins, their aunties, and not
Their
resourceful.
church members.
Exactly. They want to go somebody with they know, instead of just taking the leap of faith and, like you just said, putting your foot, submerging it fully into the water. But the biggest thing is making sure that your realtor has CE courses, continuing education courses, so they can make sure they're equipped to be able to handle your needs.
All right. And really quick, we're going to put Chad's number up, and he can refer you to Tony or Zach or in-house. Chad will take care of you. Chad, there's your number, right?
All right, that's it.
That ain't just your cell number, huh?
That is. But I answer that. I answer
There you go. There you go. You have many other programs. You just have to ask.
Right. That's exactly right. And once you have the consultation, then I know which direction to push you in. And if you say, hey, I want a house, and this is the thing about the repairs. We repair and maintain our cars that are depreciating assets. Why won't we do the same for for an appreciating asset.
Yeah, as soon as you buy that car, it's depreciated
gone.
off the lot.
Yeah.
Thank you guys for joining us here on The Factor Uncensored. Remember to reach out to these guys if you need assistance and guidance. Some realtors are like, just well, show me the money, otherwise get the hell out of my face. These guys won't do that. Still ahead tonight, a one-on-one with Texas Congressman Christian Menifee, who is fresh off a historic election win. We'll sit down with him next. And welcome back to The Factor Uncensored. It has been almost a month since a massive shakeup in Texas politics. Freshman Congressman Christian Menifee recently defeated veteran Representative Al Green in a highly watched Democratic primary runoff. Now, as he secures his place as a future of the 18th Congressional District, he sat down with us to talk about his vision. And the congressman joins us here on The Factor Uncensored. Good to see you, sir.
Appreciate you having me on.
Have you settled in yet in Washington, D.C.? I know the first trip. Now you've gone back for the second trip after the big win. So how's it settling in long term now?
It's been moving 1,000 miles an hour. You know, I came in, got sworn in February 2nd, was back and forth, trying to set up an office that had been vacant for a minute because our late, great Congressman Mayor Sylvester Turner passed away last March. And so I'm setting up the office. I'm still running for office, back and forth, lots of craziness. But yeah, it feels good. You know, there are so many good people in the Congressional Black Caucus, throughout the Democratic Caucus, who have kind of surrounded me, who have lended me support. So many folks in the community who supported, you know, regardless of who they supported throughout the races, have come together to say this is about the 18th, and they've really encircled me to help push this district forward. So we're getting settled in pretty well.
And you've seen some very important appointments in Congress already. Impressive.
Yeah, so I got appointed to the Congressional Oversight Committee. This is in the House of Representatives. And it was a big deal to me because throughout the campaign, I was talking to people, and they would all tell me that the same thing was their #1 issue. I went and knocked the door of an 80-year-old black woman in the district, and I'm thinking she's going to talk to me about Medicare, about Social Security. And she says to me, young man, what are you going to do about Donald Trump? And so I wanted to be on a committee that would allow me the opportunity to hold the Trump administration accountable. So I've been appointed to the House Oversight Committee. This is the committee that investigates the administration. This is a committee that's leading the charge on the investigation of the Epstein files. And so I know I'm going to be able to put my good legal tools that I got over the years, that I exercised as attorney, to use in this new role, and I'm really excited about it.
Now, recently the president signed a memorandum of understanding with Iran to end the war there. He is saying this is agreement that was better than the Obama administration and what President Obama. Is it different? Is there significant difference there? Because part of that is asking investors to put $300 billion into Iran. And one of the things President Trump said was, of course, President Obama gave them the bank. So what's the difference there?
It's a horrible deal, but I want both follow through with the deal. Look, the president got us into this war. The American people did not want it. Congress never authorized it, and it was a bonehead move to put us into this war. Since then, we've seen thousands of Iranian civilians have been killed. We've seen 13 U.S. service persons have been killed. And I don't care if it's just one. A U.S. service person going abroad to lose their life in a war that nobody asked for is a horrible, horrible thing. And what came out of that? What came out of that is the Strait of Hormuz being reopened when it was already open when the war started, $300 billion to the Iranian regime. They're going to unfreeze assets in Iran that have been frozen for a number of years. And oh, by the way, there's been no commitment, no hardcore commitment that they will not continue to proliferate their nuclear weapons program. So what we're seeing here is basically just the exact same thing as the Obama-era JCPOA, except it cost 13 lives and billions of dollars, as well as Iranian lives as well.
There's also the wild card out there, because Israel is saying, we have not committed to this agreement. So if we wanted to bombing, fighting, then we move on. So the agreement with Iran could disappear at any moment.
And this, I think, goes to a major issue. The president loves to present himself as a tough guy, as a bully, but we have seen how he's been bullied by Benjamin Netanyahu, the prime minister of Israel. He coerced getting to this war. The president has announcing terms of a deal, but hasn't gotten our close ally buy-in yet. It just goes to show that the president likes to present to ultimately. He is in these rooms negotiating away the United States, and they have not presented any delineation between the deal that he took us out of, the Obama-era JCPOA, and this current deal that we see right now.
For those who, how do you restore confidence in Congress? Many people have said the president has run over Congress, and members of Congress is not holding him accountable. How do you bring the confidence to American people back and the credibility to the U.S.
elect Democrats? Look, I run in the Democratic Party. I'm a member of the Democratic Party, but I believe very much in having representation from both parties in government. What's happening in Washington, D.C. right now is Republicans control the entire federal government. They control the United States Supreme Court. They control the White House. They control both houses of Congress. So when you see Congress getting run over, it is the Republican majority that makes the decisions in Congress. They're the ones who allowed this president to continue hostilities in Iran while U.S. service persons died and refused to bring him to make him make the case as to why this is a good war. They're the ones who allowed the president to push through Congress this so-called one big beautiful bill that cuts SNAP benefits and cut Medicaid folks throughout the country, and especially here in the state of Texas. They're the folks who have rolled over time and time again when he promised them that he would release the Epstein files. But then all of a sudden it turned into just a Democratic conspiracy theory the moment that we found out that his name and his friends' names were in those files. If you want a Congress that's going to hold the president accountable, if you want a Congress that's going to push for transparency, if you want a Congress that is going to be a co-equal branch of government, you have to vote for Democrats so that we have both parties leading branches of government in D.C.
All right, Congressman Christian Menifee, thank you for joining us here on The Factor Uncensored, and we'll be back with more Factor in just a moment. right, and of course, remember to follow us on our new YouTube page at Isaiah Factor Uncensored. And when you go there, subscribe. Press that magic button that says subscribe and follow us there. And of course, you can catch the Factor Uncensored and many of the programs that you've already missed, and you can watch it if you're out of town live and stream. And beginning next week, we'll be streaming at 8 o'clock. It's an early advanced copy of the Factor Uncensored, and of course you'll get a chance to chat with us. We'll read your comments and of course share everything with you online and streaming. That's beginning Monday at 8 o'clock here on the Factor Uncensored. Thank you guys for joining us. I'll see you the next time. Let me get my stuff. Get all my stuff. All right.
Well, on Fox Face Off, we tell the raw, unadulterated truth.
Fox Soul Face Off.
We are given the platform here with no fear.
Always comes out swinging.
We should be saying, hey, stop shooting and killing people.
Nothing held back.
They wanted black hip-hop moguls and artists to continue the feud.
No punches pulled.
And shut the hell up. You interrupt me all the time.
Tune into the show where opinions collide.
I'm Isaiah Carey, here to shake things up with the stories that matter most. Here on The Factor, we cover news with grit and authenticity. We challenge the status quo and get down to real talk and bold discussions. Join us as we amplify the voices that disrupt, inspire, and lead the charge for change. Your story is power, and we're here to unleash it.
The Isaiah Factor Uncensored. New episodes weeknights at 9:30 or stream anytime on Fox Soul.
Ready to lose time the best way possible?
Roll it!
Funny, most wildest thing, we were scrolling, so you don't have to.
Usher. He had that synthetic hair melting. Yeah, he'll be. How y'all talking about that lady hair like that? Ain't it alone?
Watch Scrolling with Jen and V. We're on 5 nights a week.
Louder for the people in the back.
What is a bestie?
I like you.
She's fun.
It's about to be a good time.
She's always looking out for you.
Since you're my bestie, I will handle it for you.
She makes you think.
Here to uplift and empower.
She's always encouraging.
Or that girl.
Chelsea Edwards, your bestie in daytime.
I get the spiritual moments.
Chatting with Chelsea. New episodes weekdays at 5:30 or stream anytime on Fox Soul.
Mr. Price says drugs and marriage don't mix, which is why he has rededicated himself to the Lord. Unfortunately, his wife has other ideas. Today on Divorce Court. All rise. The Honorable Judge Starr presiding. Your Honor, this is the case of Price.
Thank you very much. Be seated. Mr. and Mrs. Price, we are now in divorce court. Mr. and Mrs. Price, you've been together for 15 years, married for 13 years, no children together. However, there are 4 adult children, a part of your blended family. Am I correct?
You're correct, Your Honor.
Mr. Price, why are we in divorce court today?
Well, Your Honor, I've enjoyed a very long and blessed relationship with my wife, and we did very good until the moment that methamphetamine came into our lives. We both started using practically at the same time, and it didn't take long after that, within a year or two, our whole marriage, our whole lives went downhill, and I even come to the point of almost losing my life before I finally became realizing that if I didn't give up the drug was going to take me and take me out of this world. And I prayed to the Lord that He would help me and save me and get me back on my feet, and he did so some 122 days ago.
God bless you.
But I'm afraid that my wife is not going with the same program, and I'm afraid that she might still be using. If that's the case, Your Honor, I'd hate to say it, but I will have to serve her with these divorce papers today because my sobriety is job one. I can't be good to nobody else unless I'm not good to me. And I want to be good for her, but if she doesn't want the same thing, then my sobriety is very, very important to me, and I can't risk it.
I understand completely, Mr. Price. Absolutely. Mrs. Price, your husband has decided to get busy living rather than get busy dying. What say you?
Your Honor, I'm here today because I want to save my marriage. When we got together, everything was perfect, and methamphetamines came into the picture, and it ruined us. I love my husband. He means the world to me.
Here's the question. Do you love him enough to listen to what he's saying about what he needs to make this marriage work?
Yes, ma'am.
We'll start from there. That's fair enough. Mr. Price, take me back to a time when you first met and you had a happy marriage.
Okay, I'll take you back to the initial part of our relationship. We were good friends for a couple years, 2.5 years, and all of a sudden, I got an idea that, the woman's looking pretty decent. I mean, she's looking like a decent woman, and maybe I'll suggest we go out for a drink on St. Patrick's Day. So I thought I'd take her out for a drink on St. Patrick's. We went out, we had a drink, we had a nice dance. I took her home to her apartment, and upon having the last night's cigarette before I went home, it came upon me to give her a kiss. And I know her background's a little rough, and I didn't know exactly how it would be received, but I was bold enough, and I gave her a kiss.
Did she reciprocate?
I don't know. I was kind of so emotional and a little frightened, to be honest. I was kind of frightened. I dashed off, ran down to my car, my truck, and drove out really quick.
So it was a sneak kiss?
It was like a kamikaze kiss. I went and kissed, and then I got out of there. So I didn't find out till later that she was actually tickled about it, and it made her smile, and it made her open up. She blossomed into a beautiful woman and turned out to be a good wife.
And so 15 years you all met. It seems that you dated for a couple of years and then you got married.
Correct.
During those couple of years, is that when the drug use started, or did it happen after you got married?
After we got married, it did.
What brought you to start using drugs, Mrs. Price?
I saw old acquaintances because I was an addict before, and I saw old acquaintances and started using again. And he didn't use, and he caught me in the garage one day, and he said, well, if I can't beat him, I'll join him. And he started using as well, and that was the demise of our relationship.
So you introduced your husband to drugs.
Correct.
Catalyst for getting sober.
Well, Your Honor, the lengthy time of using the drugs, it caused me to get COPD. And I got COPD in October 9th of last year. I contracted COVID. Well, with COVID and COPD...
You about to die.
I did. I honestly did, Your Honor. I almost died.
You're about to die. I can tell you that right now.
I was in the emergency room for 2.5 hours breathing with steroids and to get my oxygen level out, because the doctor said if I waited another day that we wouldn't be going to the hospital, I would be going to the morgue.
Yes, sir.
So I pleaded to God, please save me, please save me. And he said he would. He said he'd reach down and pick me up out of it. But I had to give up the bad habit. Otherwise...
Mrs. Price, that would have been a wake-up call for me also. If my husband caught COPD, COVID, and almost died, was it a wake-up call for you?
It was. I was very scared of him dying. It was a touch and go. But my mother had passed away the same time.
Oh, my goodness.
And
I'm so sorry.
I started
you all were dealing
dabbling
with
again into drugs after her death.
So did you stop doing drugs when he stopped doing drugs?
We both went through treatment.
You actually entered into a treatment
Yes,
facility?
Outpatient.
And how long did you do the treatment?
A year.
Really?
Yes.
So you both committed to be living a clean life?
Yes.
Correct.
What about you? Because I hear that Mr. Price has found God again, because, God was never lost.
No, well, I lost.
Okay. But It sounds like this is an important part of your life, Mr. Price. But Mrs. Price, I haven't heard you talk at all in this regard. How has his revelation, if you will, affected you?
Your Honor, we live like roommates. He lives in the living room, I live in the bedroom. And he watches programs, religious programs. And I think that we have company sometimes because he's yelling, he's talking to the TV. And I'm an agnostic.
Now that's interesting.
And he does not respect my beliefs.
In all honesty, as a Christian woman, I know that the Bible says that being equally yoked is a big deal, okay? However, if that's not the way you live your life, it's hard to be equally yoked in that regard. So that's only something that the two of you can decide. And I don't think we can decide that part right now because there's some additions that are going on in your marriage, one of which has to do with finances.
Yes, Your Honor.
What is that, Mr. Price?
Our house burnt down a year ago, and I got an insurance settlement of $12,000. And Mr. Price didn't see any of it. He spent it on gambling and drugs.
$12,000?
$12,000, and it was gone in a day.
Huh? Girl, that ain't that many drugs in the world for you to spend $12,000 in a day. What kind of drugs were you doing?
Promotional consideration provided by Divorce Court will be right back.
My wife has a funny philosophy when it comes to money. Her money is her money, and half of my money is her money. I get half of my money that I work for every month. Her money is her money, and then she's after half of my money.
How does that manifest itself in your relationship?
Your Honor, she makes almost twice as much money a month as I do. A lot more. She makes a lot more money a month than I do. But yet there's always instances where, oh, can I borrow $25 from your husband? Or like just last month, I'm watching football. The football playoffs are on. All of a sudden the cable goes out. I'm like, whoa, what? And I said, honey, did you pay the cable bill? Yes, I paid the cable bill. So right after the third day, I finally said, hey, I got a call. And they said, oh, well, there's a $98 bill owing. And I said, well, that's all I wanted to know. I said, I'll pay the money, but you were supposed to pay that. But I ended up paying that myself.
Mrs. Price, what's up with you and money?
Your Honor, I'm horrible with money. I admit that. In fact, our house burnt down a year ago, and I got an insurance settlement of $12,000. Okay. And Mr. Price didn't see any of it. I spent it on gambling and drugs and my grandsons.
$12,000?
$12,000, and it was gone in a day.
Huh?
2 days.
2 days.
I don't even understand how that's possible.
I couldn't either.
Drugs, gambling.
Forgive me for being familiar, but girl, that ain't that many drugs in the world for you to spend $12,000 in a day. What kind of drugs were you doing?
Methamphetamines. Gambling took up a lot of it.
It's clear to me that you might need to have another stint in a treatment program.
I agree. And I go out late at night. He's 63, I'm 55. I have the spirit of an 18-year-old. I like to go do things.
You won't make it to 56 if you continue to live like that, ma'am.
I'm telling her the same thing, Your Honor. I don't want her to die.
Well, I'm not going to make it to 56 if we don't have sex soon either.
No.
So you're telling me that not only is money an issue, but intimacy is an issue.
Intimacy. You know, we're married. We should be intimate, and we haven't had sex for 8 years. He tried last week, a couple weeks ago, but he couldn't perform. And I think some of that has to do with when I was heavy in my addiction, I started escorting.
You started escorting. Now, that's a nice word for whoring, in my opinion.
Right, correct.
Right.
Okay? I mean, listen, I don't have time
That's the straight truth.
to be BSing with folk. So, is that an option in your marriage?
It's done.
Is that something that your husband and you have agreed on?
No, that was years ago. But I think he still has a block from that.
Were you aware of this?
Of her, I was aware of her going out, and I was aware of her making money, but I wasn't too sure how she was making this money. I knew she always had her drugs and stuff like that, so I didn't know. But I tried, like she said, I tried to reconcile and have sex with her because, I know people need sex. Some people need more than others. Like she said, about 3 weeks ago, we had a dinner, nice dinner, some wine, and went to bed. And I tried to have some action in the bedroom for her. But the minute I laid down with her a little bit, I smelled something. I could smell meth, Your Honor.
Smelling drugs on your wife does not turn you on.
Correct, Your Honor.
Not to put too fine a point on it, but this is not my ministry. I'm a legal expert. With your permission, I'd like to have someone who really does know about addictions to help us navigate some of these waters. Is that okay?
Yes.
That might be the reason why you all have not been intimate in the last 8 years, because you all are not connected with each other. You're not
used to be,
but you're not equally yoked on multiple levels. You're not equally yoked financially. You're not equally yoked on a religious basis. You're not equally yoked on an intimate basis. You know, not to put too fine a point on it, but this is not my ministry. I'm a legal expert. With your permission, I'd like to have someone who really does know about addictions to help us navigate some of these waters. Is that okay?
Yes.
Absolutely. Wonderful. It is my understanding that I have available Mr. Kenneth Seeley, who can't be here physically, but he's here virtually to help me with some questions. Mr. Seeley, welcome to Divorce Court.
Hi, Your Honor. How are you?
I'm glad to have you. Will you please share some of your personal and professional background with my litigants? Tell me what it is that you do.
So I'm usually called in from families to do an intervention on a loved one that is in denial. So I've been doing interventions for over 20 years now. It's over 35 years. But usually when there's a dysfunctional behavior on one side of the family, the other side will call me in and say, is there a way that we could work this out and make this work? Or should we just end it? Should we end the relationship?
So, Mr. Seeley, what advice do you have for Mrs. Price in order to get clean? Because that's where we need to start our conversation.
Yeah, I think Mrs. Price really has to focus on her recovery. And, you know, listening to this situation, you know, is it really fair? Ask yourself a question. Is it fair for your husband to have to live this way, like knowing that you're out there using, not knowing if you're out there prostituting, all those things that you're talking about, spending all that money? Is it fair to put that on another human being, especially somebody that you say you love?
And that's, you know what, you asked the question, I'm going to turn it in and ask to our defendant. Mrs. Price, is that fair?
Absolutely not.
So if Mrs. Price has to ask whether or not it's fair, and we all agree that it is not, what does Mr. Price need to do in order to maintain his sobriety?
Well, I think what he's doing is coming here and being in front of you is the right thing to do. Like, he has to separate himself if she's not going to come to the table and be fair, like the way you put it. You know, you got to start yoking together. You got to start connecting. And you have so many different ways, but the drugs has to be the first one off the table.
What's very clear is one person cannot continue to use and the other person maintain a relationship and stay clean.
It won't happen.
That's absolutely not going to happen. Mr. Seeley, what I'd like to be able to order from this court is that there be individual treatments for Mrs. Price in terms of detoxing first. Because anybody who has done meth in the last 7 days, we need to get her healthy. We need to start with physical health. Then, after detox, then we're in rehab. And they're both going to need to be in rehab and recovery because it's still one day at a time for Mr. Price. Am I correct?
Correct. And couples counseling, I think, is going to be really important.
Absolutely. So it's a three-parter. It's individual treatment for you to detox, to get that crap out of your system. It is continued repair and recovery.
Abstinence, yes.
So that you can maintain a drug-free lifestyle. And then it's couples therapy so that you can learn to communicate, avoid miscommunication, and get back to loving each other. Mr. Seeley, have I summarized that correctly?
Perfect. Spot on.
Mr. and Mrs. Price, that is a plan, but it does not work unless the two of you sign on to it. Mr. Price?
Yes, Your Honor.
Would you sign on to the plan that I've just outlined?
I agree to, and I do appreciate Mr. Seeley's help, too, because I have a lot of respect for his knowledge. I have a lot of respect for his experience, and I feel if anybody can help in this matter, that this gentleman would be able to help quite well.
Mrs. Price, would you be willing to accept the court's order?
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Seeley, I want to say thank you. Thank you very much for the work that you have done, for the families that you have assisted, and for your assistance that you're providing to this court.
You're welcome, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. and Mrs. Price, addiction is never easy.
No, it's
for
not.
the individual, for the couple, for the family. But believe that your children and your grandchildren would like to have you around for at least a little bit longer. And you can be here for them.
Right.
You can be here for each other, but importantly, you can be here for yourselves. You have to care enough about yourself that you don't sell yourself short or anything else, if you know what I mean. Get those drugs out of your system. And sir, continue to walk in the path that you're walking, because whatever revelation has been brought to you has really put you on a path of sobriety.
Yes, ma'am.
And sanity. You brought divorce papers.
I did, Your Honor.
Corey, will you retrieve the divorce papers for me?
Sure. Yes, sir.
Thank you very much. Mr. Price, you brought divorce papers prepared to have them serve the state of Oregon. Can I get rid of these divorce papers, or would you like me to put them on hold?
Would you hold them just for maybe a couple months?
It's going to take longer than a couple months, but I tell you what, they're in order.
Okay.
They're in place, Ms. Price. Let's see if you can fulfill the promises that you made today.
Yes, Your Honor.
Do I have your commitment, ma'am?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Price, let me know. I'll hold these in your court file.
Okay.
We're done here.
Thank
you have
you,
my
Your Honor.
verdict.
What was that?
I think that it was, Mr. Seeley will be a good influence for me with his help.
Yes, he's got great experience too.
I
Lots of
understand
innings.
serious.
Yes.
I didn't understand it before, how serious it was.
It's hard because drugs always dulls your
They do.
senses. Things not so important are very important, and things that aren't important become
Right, very important.
Made in Georgia.
I went to the the local neighborhood schools, and then got this great opportunity to go to Germantown Academy on scholarship.
And it's the world opened up to embrace this would-be scientist.
Space attracted my attention, Mike, when I was very young, probably when I was like 4 or 5 years old.
Even at his young age, Derek says he was already attuned to what was happening up in the sky and in his community.
I grew up in the church, and the men in that church were good role models for me, but anybody in science at all.
That changed when Derek was in 8th grade, when he met a teacher by the name of Chowell.
She really turned me on to the idea of a possible career in science because she herself was a chemist.
Her example was just what this self-proclaimed weird kid on the block, who knew everything about rockets and spacecrafts, needed to plot his destiny. Today is recognized as one of the 50 most important African Americans in research science.
Yeah, that was a really great honor, and I really appreciate that recognition. It's the work doing at the Franklin Institute for a number of years.
Derek has been a fixture at the science, where he actually began working while still a student at LaSalle.
Has really been a great opportunity for me to help share my enthusiasm about science and to help people understand that you are scientists.
And while his love for science has brought him great joy, allowing him to rub elbows with former presidents, astronauts, and TV stars and others, it has not prevented him from experiencing the realities of race in America.
I love what I do. I absolutely love what I do. But if I had guidance when I was very young, if I could see people who looked like me in this field when I was young, I would be an astronaut. I'd be in space today, right now.
Wow. Is there any level of bitterness about that?
The bitterness I have is that there were no role models that I could see that looked like me in the astronaut business, that were readily apparent, that I could look to see this.
And this isn't the only way race has affected Derek in his career.
Being a person of color in science it has been historically a difficult road. And it's a difficult road because, first of all, nobody wants to believe that you could possibly be in science.
Why would they think that?
Well, because they believe that people of color can't do science, aren't intelligent enough to do science.
Understandably, this is one of the reasons Derek would like to recruit more African Americans to the field of astronomy.
Many years ago, a woman on the street one day outside the Franklin Institute, and she said to me, "When you come on television, my 3-year-old grandson stops and watches you. And then after you go off, he goes back to doing what he's doing." And I took that as a sign, Mike, and I now use whatever platform I have on television to be that inspirational face.
Empowering generation and beyond.
Mrs. Barber says her husband has been chasing other women for 29 years. Mr. Barber says that was then. This is today on Divorce Court. Rise. Judge, start presiding.
Hello, everyone. You may be seated.
Your Honor, the case of Barber v. Barber.
Thank you so very much. I'm very happy to have everyone here with me today. Welcome to Divorce Court. Today we have another case with some tremendous stakes. A marriage that has been nearly 30 years in the making. However, there are allegations of cheating and infidelity that has spanned decades. This is the case of Barber v. Barber. Mrs. Barber, Mr. Barber, I understand you all have been together for 29 years, married for 22 years, and you have 2 daughters together, as well as there are 2 other children from another relationship that actually occurred during the marriage. Mrs. Barber, you've been here before in divorce court.
Yes.
With one of my former colleagues, Mr. Barber, am I correct?
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
What brings us back to divorce court today?
Same story, different year.
My
It's been
goodness.
almost 30 years. My husband, a cheater, been doing it all our relationship. And Judge, I'm just tired. Enough is enough. I have divorce papers, signed, and we can move forward separately because I'm just tired. I'm frustrated at this point.
Ms. Barber, I see before me a plaintiff, a woman that looks like it's enough already. Am I correct?
It's beyond enough.
Mr. Barber, tag, you're it. What do you say to this, sir?
After 12 years, I would have thought by now that I would have gained her trust by now. So I'm just here today to just show my wife that I love her, and I'm willing to do whatever it takes to work on our marriage.
Well, I know that you actually, the 2 of you, petitioned this court for a polygraph examination, and we're going to that a little bit later. But I want to find out what makes Ms. Barber say, same problems, different year.
The same lying, same cheating, same everything.
Why don't you take me back? Because I need to be caught up a little bit. How did you all meet? And then take me to how we got to divorce court this time.
Well, we met 29 years ago. Our cousins were friends. They hooked us up. We met. I had a birthday party, my 18th birthday party. He was the only guy that showed up. So that was kind of heartwarming. We clicked from the beginning. We loved each other. It's like it started out as good. Like we were inseparable. He was always around. He showed me love, compassion, all of that stuff. That lasted for a few years. It started going elsewhere.
So you met when you were teenagers?
Correct.
You were 18, and actually he had just, what, 20,
I was 18,
21?
He hadn't turned 20 yet.
Okay, and then You dated for, my notes say, about 7 years, and then you got married. Is that
Yes,
right?
ma'am. Yes.
And so we're married, and then tell me what the progression of the relationship was.
Well, when he had been asking me to marry him, and finally we got married. And our daughter came in 2004. We were still in love. We were still doing things, but he's always cheated from day one. Like, maybe the first couple years he probably didn't, that I didn't know about, but he's always cheated. He's always lied about it. He's always cheated. He's always had other women.
Mr. Barber, Ms. Barber said that literally from the beginning of the relationship there was cheating.
No, ma'am.
But there was cheating at some point. Am I correct?
Yes, yes.
And that's what brought you to divorce court the first time.
Exactly.
Okay, and I just want to be clear with this.
I'm a changed man, though, Your Honor.
There you go. I wanted to hear from you on that.
I'm a changed man. Nothing. Everything has changed in the years. 12 years, I've done a lot of different thinking, and my patterns have changed. So I'm not the same person I was 12 or 27 years ago, as you know.
Well, according to Ms. Barber, because I'm looking at this, when I say this is not your first divorce court rodeo, that's because the cheating manifested itself in 2 other children. So you had a whole other family.
I mean,
we
theoretically speaking.
Theoretically?
Theoretically speaking.
Well, are these theoretical kids, or
they're here and alive.
16 and 17 years old.
Correct.
So you've had to deal with.
I've accepted it. It still hurts. It still bothers me, but I've accepted it because I have a choice.
Do you all have a relationship with these other 2 children?
Yes.
Okay, but you say the other things that undermine the relationship, that there's a level of jealousy and pettiness. Can you explain that to me? And I would like to hear what Mr. Barber's response to it is.
He's very jealous. Me and my cousin went to a Halloween party. He wasn't invited. He felt some type of way about it. So instead of him just leaving it alone, letting us go to enjoy ourselves, we get to the party, we see a guy sitting over in the corner, dressed up as Batman. I asked my cousin, is that Nate over there? She said, cuz, it looked like him. It was him, sitting over in the corner. How he got in the party, I don't know. So from that point on, I decided I was going to dance. I'm not a dancer. I decided I was going to dance with the guys. I was going to be flirtatious. When the party was over, we asked the guys to walk us to the car, just to be petty like he is. By that time, he was gone. When we got outside, I see him in this car on the other side of the parking lot. He comes running over there with no costume, nothing on. Ha, I got you. Lying. I said, you didn't get nothing. We knew it was you. Duh. I've been with you too many years. I know what you look like in a Batman suit, Superman suit, whatever suit you're in, I know what you is. So I knew it was you inside of there. Oh, you didn't know nothing.
So, Mr. Barber, why do you think they didn't want you there?
I mean, I believe just because they just wanted to hang out. Like, a lot of times I believe my wife do be wanting to get out, but I just figured like they was just trying to leave me out, and I didn't like that. I don't like to be left out.
Sir, I got to tell you, Mrs. Barber, all the stuff that Mrs. Barber has had to deal with for the last 16, 17 years, she deserved more than a night out. She can go out when she want to go out. And unless you're telling me she over there with Larry and Sam kicking it up in a hotel or something.
But that's what they was doing. When I came up to her, they were standing in the parking lot
just
talking.
so petty. Like, what point do it make? So he told me he was going to a chess convention. It didn't sit right with me, but I know you love chess. I know you play chess all the time. That's fine. Check his location. It is at a hotel 2 hours away.
Tag your it, Mr. Barber.
The conference was in the hotel lobby, in the little hall they had. When I was ready to leave, I lost my phone.
Ms. Barber, you believe that?
Of course not.
Promotional consideration provided by Divorce Court. Will be right back.
Mrs. Barber, I heard what Mr. Barber said, and I want to give him the chance to see if he can earn your trust. You say cheaters never quit, and I would like to have some evidence. Show me what you mean when you say never quit.
Okay, he loves to play chess. He plays chess all day on his phone.
Actually, you submitted a picture of him
plays chess all the time
playing
on his
chess,
phone.
okay? That's a thinking man's game, okay?
He's very intelligent and smart, but he's not that smart.
Okay. So what happened with this chess
So
situation?
he told me he was going to a chess convention. It didn't sit right with me, but I know you love chess. I know you play chess all the time. That's fine. Something told me to check his location. Check his location. Mr. Barber is at a hotel 2 hours away.
Wait, not the hotel where the chess convention was?
The chess convention was not at a hotel. Mr. Barber wasn't answering his phone, wasn't answering any text messages. So me, the one that I am, I'm usually not that type of person. Me and my 2 daughters get in the car. We drive 2 hours because I have your location. Get to the hotel, he's not registered under any names. There's only 2 floors. So we go to both floors.
Ooh, you in Santiago, boy, you be going to find him.
While we're on the floors, I call the phone. I hear the phone ring. I knock on the door where I hear the ringing come from. A guy at the door says he found Nate's phone.
Tag your it, Mr. Barber.
The conference was in the hotel lobby, and they have. So we went in there and played chess a few times, conducted my business there. When I was ready to leave, I lost my phone. It was an honest mistake.
That's not the. Did you go to the chess convention on that day? Yes or no, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you go and hang with anybody else on that day?
No, ma'am.
That had to do with an Airbnb or a hotel or anything like that, or any friends or anything like that?
No, ma'am. No, ma'am.
So you went to the chess convention, you lost your phone at the chess convention.
And came home.
And came home. Ms. Barber, believe that?
Of course not.
Give me something else.
Me and my daughters got in the car. My daughter picked up a little baby doll shoe.
Your daughters are teenagers?
18 and 19.
Oh, they are grown
Almost
teenagers.
20. The oldest is almost 20 next month. Baby doll clothes in the back on the floor. My daughter was like, Mom, who got a little girl? I said, well, we don't. Y'all don't play with baby dolls no more. At least not that I know of. So I asked him about it. He said it was one of his friend's kids. More than likely, it was a female that you're dealing with that has either a kid or a grandkid.
I'd love to hear this explanation.
My wife has been knowing me, as the introduction said, 9 years. She knows a lot of my friends. She knows who has children. She knows who don't have children. I may have been in one of my friends' house. Like I told her, I didn't remember. I didn't say no. I didn't say yes. It was something that I was dealing with. What I did tell her was it could have been a friend's child, and it may have been. I might have been playing chess with one of my friends.
Mr. Barber?
Yes, ma'am.
Why was her car?
Because I may have been playing chess with him, and he don't have a car. He's like, can you take me to the store? Yeah, I'm gonna put my daughter coat on. She's gonna grab her doll or something. And she could have left it. People leave things. You know what I'm saying? Like, I lost my phone. You know what I'm saying? She left her doll.
Well,
what happened? You left your phone, yeah,
not in another man's car. I can tell you that right now. No, I mean, I know, because my husband would have some questions.
I didn't leave my phone in the car. I left it at a place that I was doing business at.
Okay.
He left his phone.
I want to work on our marriage. I don't want her to just believe that the rest of my life she's going to have to not be able to trust me.
This court ordered a polygraph examination. When you stated you were going to the chess convention, was it in order to have sexual contact with anyone that is not your wife?
The polygraph examination result was...
Ms. Barber?
Another incident is he goes to the casino quite often at nighttime. Don't see him till the next morning, the next day. How are you at the casino 10, 12, 13 hours? You only got a couple dollars in your pocket. It only lasts so long. Like, you slept at the casino, they never closed, but you slept at the casino, you just sat there, you're begging. I mean, what you doing at the casino for 12, 13 hours until the next day when it's daylight outside?
Your Honor, it's Michigan. It's only 3 casinos. They close our city down at 10 o'clock. There's nothing else in our city to do.
There is. It's called go home to your wife. There is something to do in your city.
I love my wife, though, Your Honor. I just want to make sure that at the end of the day, no matter what's going on, after everything's been said and done, I do love my wife. I want to work on our marriage. I don't want her to just believe that the rest of my life she's going to have to not be able to trust me.
Well, she doesn't trust you at all right now.
Exactly, and that's my point. That's the whole purpose of us being here, Your Honor. I just want to get everything understood and get all the skeletons out the closet, and then she'll be able to go from there.
So this court ordered a polygraph examination with my expert witness. Will you please ask the expert to join us now? So when my jurors are sitting there looking like, okay, let me see. Hi, Mr. Yarbrough, nice again. Would you please say your name and professional affiliation for...
Absolutely. My name is John Yarbrough. I'm a certified polygraph examiner and a member of the American Polygraph Association. I've conducted hundreds of polygraph examinations for law enforcement agencies and other public service agencies, as well as written public party polygraphs.
All right. Question number 1. Mr. Yarbrough, we asked Mr. Barber, when you stated you were going to the chess convention, was it in order to have sexual contact with anyone that's not your wife?
That is correct.
What was Mr. Barber's answer?
Mr. Barber's answer was no.
And what did the result indicate?
The polygraph examination result was no deception indicated.
So he told the truth.
Correct.
There are more questions. Mr. Yarbrough, we asked Mr. Barber regarding the baby doll clothes found in your car. Do they belong to the child of the woman you had in your car? Am I correct with the question?
Yes, ma'am.
What was Mr. Barber's answer?
Mr. Barber answered no.
And what did the results indicate?
The polygraph examination results revealed there was no deception indicated to that question.
So he told the truth.
No, he didn't.
The third question. Mr. Yarbrough, we asked Mr. Barber, have you ever stated you were going to the casino in order to have sexual contact with someone other than your wife?
That is correct.
And what was Mr. Barber's answer?
Mr. Barber answered no.
And what did the results indicate?
The results of the polygraph revealed there was no deception indicated.
Hey, I told you, baby. I love you,
he
baby.
told the truth.
I love you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Yarbrough. I appreciate you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Tattoo papers up.
Not. Judge, my husband than a can of oil. He is nickel dime slick. He probably figured out a way to
I knew she was going to say that, Your Honor.
Mr. Barber, that's because I'm looking at your wife, and I'm wondering if you have looked at her recently. Because I have known Mrs. Barber for 30 minutes, and I see a woman who feels beat down and done with feeling beat down. That's what I see. I don't know what you see.
Your Honor, I believe that today should have been a culmination. We should be celebrating today. I'm not a liar. I love my wife, and we should be able to move forward. Everything should be great right now.
So do me a favor.
Yes, ma'am.
Ask your wife why not.
Why you not celebrating with me, baby? You're not
Because
happy
love
for
is an action word. You can say what you want. How many times have I been at this point? Like, I'm sorry, baby, we're going to get it together. How many times?
Something tells me, Ms. Barber, you walked in here with your mind made up. at the core of everything is the lack of trust. Am I correct, Ms. Barber?
I try to trust my husband, and when I do, it just stabs me in the back. Like, I could say, okay, we're good to 9 o'clock in the morning the next day.
You know that that's a button with your wife that you stay out all night. Why do you do it?
I do it because I just love hanging out with my friends. Like
What do you love more?
my wife. My
Then,
wife, no question.
Then I'm going back. Why do you
I'll
push that
change.
button?
Like after today, I'll rearrange some things in my life to cater to my wife, to make sure she's understanding to how I feel, and I'll try to cater to her. But
No, Mr. Barber, it's not about rearranging in your life to try to make her understand how you feel. No, at this point, to save your marriage, you need to do the things that she wants to do.
That's why today I started with the test. Tomorrow, it'll be more actions. I know words are not tomorrow. Every day are actions. I'll do my best to show my wife how much I love her and how much I want to keep her in my life.
I see you thumbing those divorce papers. Ms. Barber?
Hold on to these. I'm not going to tear them up. I'm going to hold on to them, but they forthcoming.
Ms. Barber, are you going to walk into this hopeful?
I'm very hopeful, and I've always been willing to work it out and make it work. I got married one time, and that's the only time I wanted to get married. I've invested over half of my life to him. Yeah.
So this is what I'd like to give you the opportunity. Tell Mr. Barber what it is you need for you to tear those divorce papers up.
Love, compassion, understanding, a husband.
I got you, baby.
Ms. Barber, for the first time, I think you shut your mouth enough to listen to what your wife said. You have a big personality, and you've been the A personality in this relationship for a very long time. Your wife has made you her number one. She's given you children. She's accepted your children from outside of marriage. She's giving you chance after chance after chance. You proved today to me that on the issues that she raised, you passed that lie detector test. I trust Mr. Yarborough's expertise. But now comes the hard work. Your rebuilding of trust married all those years ago. So you need to walk in your own truth, sir. If she's going to be willing to give you that opportunity, then you need to be man enough to take it.
I will.
And I don't want to see you back in divorce court.
Never again.
Ms. Barber, I'm hopeful for you. I'm hopeful that you get the husband that you've always wanted. And I'm hopeful, Mr. Barber, that you be the husband that she deserves. We're done here. That's my verdict.
You all right?
Yeah, she brought out some emotions.
I see.
That I've been holding in.
I know. All right, baby. It's going to be all right. I seen you. I said, oh, man, we got to almost get this off. She going to break down. Sing.
Made in Georgia.
I went to the the local neighborhood schools, and then got this great opportunity to go to Germantown Academy on scholarship.
And it seemed as if the world opened up to embrace this would-be scientist.
Space attracted my attention, Mike, when I was very young, probably when I was like 4 or 5 years old.
Even at his young age, Derek says he was already attuned to what was happening up in the sky and in his community.
Grew up in the church, and the men in that church were good role models for me, but I didn't know anybody in science at all.
That changed when Derek was in 8th grade, when he met a teacher by the name of Beth Showell.
She really turned me on to the idea of a possible career in science because she herself was a chemist.
Her example was just what this self-proclaimed weird kid on the block, who knew everything about rockets and spacecrafts, needed to plot his destiny. Today, Derek is recognized as one of the 50 most important African Americans in research science.
Yeah, that was a really great honor. I really appreciate, that recognition. It's the work that I've been doing at the Franklin Institute for a number of years.
Derek has been a fixture at the Science Museum, where he actually began working while still a student at LaSalle.
Has really been a great opportunity for me to help share my enthusiasm about science and to help people understand that, they too are scientists.
And while his love for science has brought him great, allowing him to rub elbows with former presidents, astronauts, and TV stars and others, it has not prevented him from experiencing the realities of race in America.
I love what I do. I absolutely love what I do. But if I had guidance when I was very young, if I could see people who looked like me in this field when I was young, I would be an astronaut. I'd be in space today, right now.
Wow. Is there any level of bitterness about that?
The bitterness I have is that real role models that I could see that looked like me in the astronaut business, that were readily apparent, that I could look to see that I do this.
And this isn't the only way race has affected Derek in his career.
Being a person of color in science it has been historically a difficult road. And it's a difficult road because, first of all, nobody wants to believe that you could possibly be in science.
Why would they think that?
Because they believe that people of color can't do science, aren't intelligent enough to do science.
Understandably, this is one of the reasons Derek would like to recruit more African Americans to the field of astronomy.
Many years ago, a woman stopped me on the street one day outside the Franklin Institute, and she said to me, "When you come on television, my 3-year-old grandson stops and watches you. And then after you go off, he goes back to doing whatever else he was doing." And I took that as a sign, Mike, and I now use whatever platform I have on television to be that inspirational face.
Empowering the next generation and beyond.
How you doing? Must be nice working in the air.
Hey. Like a Marlboro Red.
You know these are bad for you, right?
Yeah, you can mind your own business.
Oh, what you doing? Drinking today? No, you're about to go to the lake. Oh, I'm jealous. You got your ID with you?
Yeah. Where's the restroom?
Damn. This bitch, he's about 10 of these. Hey.
$7 on the card, please.
I can't serve you without a shirt.
What? You're lucky all this.
Hey.
Hey, how you doing today?
Good.
Let me get 50 cents on pump 3. Where you going, next pump?
Ma'am, your card's being declined.
Huh?
Your card's being declined.
You better check their damn machine.
I'm not your bank.
What?
Hello, how are you?
Morning, guys.
Okay, and what pump, sir?
Oh, don't let the car out there. Right there. Don't let the car out there.
All right, it's $4.72. Would you like to donate $1? No.
What? Allow me to play devil's advocate.
He wants smoke, I'll bring the matches.
When it comes to pop culture and fun, we're the whole deal. It'd be like that.
I could watch it as a reality show.
Yo, that would be the what if that's a, honestly I could watch that. I could probably watch about half an hour of that.
There was a chick who used to do it, and she was in Georgia somewhere, and she was like super active a couple years ago. It used to take me out. You could just tell she was in a very live pocket of town that just had them characters in it. You know what I mean? But yeah, that first person, man, how many potatoes, Claudia? You would think? I'm gonna play the first couple seconds. Just
you mind?
How you? Must be nice working in the air.
That's a potato chip. That maybe even potato paste. Mini fries, maybe those those little really thin curl fries.
Okay, the little pigtails.
Speaking of potatoes, I was in Atlanta this weekend.
Mm-hmm.
I had a film. Oh my God, sorry. And the person's texting me right now. Actually,
The person from Atlanta.
I met a few gentlemen were on your girl's top. Oh my God,
Yo, they are like, man.
Yeah,
you
Jesus.
hear this? You hear this, right? Oh my God.
Yeah.
Okay.
Were you sexting someone right before the show? Because those are going off with some intention.
Yeah.
So I met someone and he was very good looking, great body, good looking. I did have flats on, so I don't think he's that tall because he was only a little bit taller than me, but whatever. I'm like, you know what? I'm expanding my horizons. You know, exchange numbers, whatever. Texting, as you can see. Texting. He kind of got into potato talk a little bit.
Oh, word?
I didn't ask.
Is he texting like word by word?
I sent a few pictures of my cat, so he's just responding. Hearts, whatever.
Never.
Is that Tanner, the dating scene now, right?
What?
With the young, he's a little younger than me. Really quickly to get to the potato talk. Really quickly to get to.
Well, hold on a second. We don't have to put him on blast, but what potato talk are we talking about?
He asked for a link to watch the show, and I didn't give it to him.
Okay, that's
So-
all right.
All right, cool. That's good.
But he was like, hey girl, you want to see my potato?
He's like, when I no, it was like many text messages until we got this. It was like, when I saw your face is beyond beautiful, blah blah blah. Like got to have you type shit.
Oh.
And just like, told to the friend like if I could get her type whatever. Anyways, all very complimentary, right? Respectful at first. It was respectful.
Yeah.
Then it was volunteering to send a picture, right? And it was what I like to call the male lingerie picture is a man in gray sweats.
Okay.
He sent you one of those?
Like right before the show started, or this happened like yesterday, day before?
Last night.
Oh, that's
It's not even. It's hot as hell here in Atlanta, so it's not even sweatpants season.
So that he sent you an archival photo.
He said he took it early that day. Well, who was that for? And you could see that gray sweatpants leave very little to the imagination if you don't want them to.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm torn, you guys, because my classy side says this is a major red flag. Okay, but then my ratchet side's like, but it was impressive. What do you do? If you had a harlot reach out to you and send you pictures you didn't ask for, Tanner, you like that was sexy, but you like you're gonna think like how many other people you send this to, right? But you probably still smash, right?
Yeah, yeah. I just took that photo this morning. It's definitely hasn't been sitting on my phone because I got it just right 5 years ago, and now it's my go-to photo that I like airdrop to the ladies. I mean, no, and I'm not. It could be a photo from this morning, HK. It could be.
It could be. You also could look at the photos metadata, tell when it was shot. But also, I would also volley back if I was you. I would send him a picture of you in gray sweatpants.
You know what? You know what? I'm gonna do when I get back home to Dallas tomorrow, and just to be an asshole, because like we already establishing a kind of a cool rapport that we're like he seems like I test early on your sense of humor, like with my little jabs, my little jokes, to see the bounce, see if you're gonna get mad. He hasn't tripped yet, so it seems like he's pretty good about the but the sense of humor. So I think I will do that.
Okay. And a big happy birthday shout out to Betty Voltaire, 1608. Celebrating chapter 46. Big up.
Happy birthday. Yeah, here's my thing, Claudia, is like, if you got a good rapport, you got a good flirt going on. I recently met, and it's like, I don't know that this is going to be a thing. I'm not over the top attracted to her, but we have a very good rapport, and it's like flirty and fun, and she's cute, so be that. But I don't. Oh, Papa Fusion sounds coming up. What's up, brother?
Hold on, man. We gotta keep the thing that we established the other day. T Fusion sounds.
I'm here, can't do a lot, but got some bad news. What's wrong? Are you okay, T Fusion? Daddy, are you okay?
What's going on, brother?
Yeah, what's happening?
No bad news from the Good Vibe Tribe.
Absolutely not. And also, this is a place of support. So if you do get bad news, we'll do our best to help you through it.
Is that why he sent so he sent $4.99? Okay. Did you get some bad financial?
I hope not.
Well, yeah, even if it's a private matter and you just want to send us an email because you have the email, just hit us up. We'll figure it out.
We'll talk about it in the Discord.
Yeah, we'll take it to this. I was gonna say Claudia is like I mean, I don't know. I don't mind keeping a sexy flirt going on for an extended period of time. Like it builds a little tension. It's a little more flirty, and it's different than the ultra basic. Oh, so what's your favorite TV show, and what's your favorite? Do you like Mexican food? You know, it's like okay, yeah. We got to get past some of that to get to the real conversation.
You got to elevate the questions. Is that do you like Mexican people? Because you want to find out, like, you're like, hey man, like, can I bring you around my friends? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, are you a good human?
Right. And then there were a few typos.
But like, how bad? How bad? What? Now I'm with you on this. How bad were the typos?
A lot. But like sometimes, okay, like some words could have been like typing fast because, as you see, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I don't think he has
one hand.
I don't think he has a. Yeah, his hand on the other hand. Do Androids correct your spelling?
I don't know. I don't have an Android, but I know, like, when I do the Siri talk to text, I have to sound like a lightning strike victim in some of my messages.
Yo, I'm so glad. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah, like yo, Siri be playing me out of position, and because I hate sending voice notes to people who don't want voice notes, and so I try to do the Siri talk to text, and it's like, yo, that's not what I said. And then, and now you're risking your life to try to change the message as you drive. It annoys the hell out of me.
Ladies and gentlemen of the side babies and dirty dishes, the family we've built here over the last 2 years on the piggyback Dish Nation, being on this channel for 12. I want you to know HK sends a good number of voice messages, and I just read them.
Don't do that.
I read them. That's what I do.
Because Tanner, the summary also is not what I said. So if you just read the summary of the voice note, it still be wrong. Like, you know, like,
well, it'll transcribe it, and then like a lot of times a full third to 2/3 doesn't make a whole lot of sense, and then I start running it in my head. I'm like, okay, what was he saying that Siri thinks that this is what he said? And I will still do that. I'll just press play on the audio.
It's like, yo, I have a message for everybody. Hey, Craig has a massage for everyone.
Giving out massages here.
Technology works against. I mean, I don't know yet, but it does correct text. But does it turn the word like cat into like CPX? You know what I mean? Like just, you know, that could be someone just going really.
What does that even stand for? Because like in order for it to do that, that means he types it a lot. It better stand for Calci Exchange.
Is he? Wait, hold up, Claudia. Is he young? How old is he? Is he considerably younger than you?
Of course.
Yeah. You're getting what you might be getting, Claudia. You might be getting some of that younger generation slang, and you think it's spelled wrong, but it's just.
Well, according to this, it says it stands for, it most commonly means cardiopulmonary exercise testing. I don't know where.
Okay, that wasn't
the X.
That wasn't just look, but let me see what it was, because it was. Let me see.
Claudia found her some 28 to 32-year-old.
He's over 32.
The conversation continues.
I tried 1,000 pairs of 5 worst headphones. Can't stop talking with me. Drop these headphones off a building. See what millions of people have to say. Here's my honest review. We tested 100 headphones. If you don't buy these, you're a loser.
Pairing. Pairing.
33.
He's over 33 a little bit.
She says you can turn off autocorrect. I need a double correct on mine. Like,
yeah.
Yeah, they just text differently than people born in the 1900s.
That's facts.
Well, he is, but let me take that back. He was born in the 1900s, but the early,
the late
early
1900s.
70s, late 80s. Like when you start getting to people born in the 1990s, I think things change.
Yeah,
People who don't remember before the internet.
Yeah, and like in the late 80s going into the 90s. So sometimes the byproduct children of that era, they miss a couple sandwiches out that basket.
Ladies in the chat, I want to know what dating experience like a younger man, because not even just younger, older. One of my dear friends, my homegirl, she's been like dating off the apps, and a guy was very quick to send her a jail video that she did not ask for.
What's a jail video?
J-O.
Oh.
Rhymes with perks.
I didn't know that was a thing. Guys are doing that? Is that like normal?
I would think that'd be more of a homosexual thing than a man to woman thing. Because look at Tanner. I hit it.
Whoa.
No, Tanner definitely sent one. It was a jail video with completion, and he sent it to my friend. So we sent the front. Did I mention this already? He sent the front angle. He sent the front angle, and she was like, you know what? I haven't had sex in like 3 years. Maybe I just need to have a little fun with someone. Because first she was considering him for a real partner. And she's like, maybe I just need a little fun. And then he sent that. And she was like, trying to, gauge the body and the, side. From the fellas, from the front, that's your best angle. One of her friends said, hey, dog, ask him to send a side profile. And he set up the cameras, and he did another video from the side. Immediately took him out of the running.
Oh, really? Like, was it like scratch marks on it or something? What's going on?
He told her he wasn't blessed. She was like, nah, man, you exaggerating. And then the side view was definitely one potato coverage.
So he told her straight up. He was like, yo, I'm a singular potato. And she's like, let me say that's
don't have a whole lot. And she's like, nah, you ain't got no 4 or 5 inches. You don't have 4 inches.
So women, y'all prefer the front picture to look like this.
Wow. Women are out here looking for their fat Albert. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, if you're gonna break 3 years streak, like you don't want to be pissed off. Like, don't piss me off with that. Because don't piss me off with that. Your first one back can't be that. Now, no one's asking for porn star size, but
I feel like you gotta keep the mystery. You don't allure. You don't necessarily go leading with your faults or your shortcomings, so to speak. You keep a little flirt. You keep a little mysterious, and you don't. I'm never the first time. Listen, the first time a woman is ever going to be exposed to me in that sort of way is going to be in person, one-on-one. I am not giving you the ending of the at the beginning of the movie. You know what I'm saying? That's crazy.
There's a lot of female bone collectors out there that just hoard pictures like trading cards and have it saved serious folder in their phone that they like to share with their friends. And you don't want to be one of them people, man.
Yeah.
I don't like when guys send me D pics. I don't like JO videos. I don't like any of that. I agree with you, Tanner. Like, I would rather find out in person, or we can have, or making out before we go there. You know what I mean? Like, I don't, it kind of makes me, first of all, if a man says this, I already think you're just trying to smash. Like, it's kind of, I think it's disrespectful. I really do. Especially when no one asks. I think those kind of videos or pictures should be after you've already gone there with someone. Then you can be as freaky as you want. But like, my first impression of you is your name, some hookah, lemon pepper wings, and your penis.
Okay.
It's very Atlanta. It's very Atlanta.
This is on the menu. You saying that's what you prefer in that order, or that's how they're leading?
No, like these men are just leading with that. I don't like that. Like, cause like you can have a smaller one, and then you miss out on someone that actually might grow to love you, right? In the case of my friend, or you may have someone that's like, all right, but then you do something like that, and then you already automatically put you in a thought box. Like, I think you're a male thought.
even if all you were trying to do is smash, I think the biggest sexual organ on the body is the brain, and you find a way to sort of create attention, not attention, but TENSION, tension, and a little mystique, a little giggly, a little flirty, and then you can reveal what you're working with one way or the other. I do want to know, not to change the subject, but Claudia, we know you're back at your mom's place, so you're back working on the movie. We can't say a whole lot about the movie, but how's it been going?
So good. Honestly, I always get nervous when it's like something that could be like, change the trajectory. I'm like, am I good at this? Can I do this? I've only done smaller budgets, and then here I come with this. And I was like, of course, in my head, like, am I doing well enough? Am I doing a good job? And the EP called me out the blue and was like, I just want to let you know you are so delivering. You're killing it. Like, unsolicited. And I was like, and then they were like, this is going to change things for you. And after this comes out, I think you're going to get some more phone calls. I'm like, really? And they were like, yes. And I was like, oh my God, thank you. Like, that meant a lot. Because, they didn't have to say anything to voluntarily say that. And it's a new genre for me. This genre, I've never worked in this genre before. I'm always doing the struggle and drama. And I'm not, no kids are hurting this one. No.
Well, and most of the time, yeah, congratulations. And by the way, it's been coming. This has been coming your way a long, long time. You've put in the work to get there. And for anybody watching right now, most of the time, an executive producer doesn't call you or talk to you at all because they're off worried about other things. They're not messing with you at all.
They have to worry about the schedule, the weather, the this, the that. They're overseeing everything. So it's like, oh my God, thank you. So yeah. Anyways, thanks.
They should put you in the next Power. I know, like in the middle of shooting Power Origins, which is like the story of young Ghost, and unfortunately, like if you was in it, you probably have to die, right? Because like no one, like.
Oh, I'm used to that.
Died about 50 times on Tubi. She's good at it.
It's actually weird to not die in a movie or to kill someone. Not to kill someone. I'm like, well, this is awkward.
Yeah. Y'all ready to talk about the thing that is going to be? It's a little dark. It's a little depressing, but it's going real viral today. The conversation continues on YouTube. Y'all ready to get into that?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, folks, good people of the internet, you have probably heard about this. That is Sydney Starr. You know her from a lot of different shows, Love and Hip Hop New York, Wild 'N Out, some other things. She's been taken into custody. She was taken into custody yesterday, Sunday, and she's charged with sexual battery against a child under the age of 16, aggravated child molestation, and sodomy. She is accused of confessing to performing oral sex on a minor at an Embassy Suites in the city of Hapeville, which is just south of Atlanta. She's a transgender model known for, like I said, some of those other shows. In the past, she claimed to have had a relationship with Chingy, but she later confessed that she fabricated that story. Chingy claimed that it did do serious damage to his career, and she's currently being held in Fulton County Jail. Here's, if you pay close attention, there are the charges listed. You can see them listed in the dates there, as well as what they listed, her legal government name and how the how they determined her sex.
Oh, well, that's great.
Yeah. Yeah, let me go inside. I'm talking loud. Yeah, go ahead.
She is in.
Yeah, go ahead.
Men. This is what it would seem to indicate here from the jail record search. Black male, 5'6".
Yeah, see, no.
Pounds. And these are just some photos that I of hers. I'm just very, very, very feminine.
You take over what?
Another photo of her in the process of being arrested.
Photoshop is real.
Yeah.
It really is. I know we're respecting the pronouns and everything, but you perform you sodomize a child.
Okay.
Anyway, I'm not giving a damn about City Star's feelings right now. And a 14-year-old, and I got a call today from an industry insider, an agent.
Oh wow.
It's like we've been hearing about this for a while about just being a little too close to people under 18.
Yeah, me.
And you got caught up. With all this access, all these access, Sydney did build a platform for himself, herself, whatever. I don't know how.
Yeah.
And to go this far, to like throw it all,